having a little bit of technical challenges, but we will make it through. Today we're going to be talking about how one of our mentorship students was able to go and add about $3,400 a month to their monthly recurring revenue in the last 30 days of working together. So I'm using a different software today, and it's not even a software because Facebook kind of changed the way they were doing stuff. So you have to like do your live streams out of Facebook instead of out of like a third-party software. So it just makes things a little bit different because it doesn't look the same as what it used to. So, okay, interesting. So I'm like kind of seeing a different back end than usual. It's like very, very all over the place. So I'm kind of like experimenting with it as I'm like talking to you guys. Hopefully, like you guys can follow along and nothing's kind of like all over the place. But we shall see. So a couple of things. Number one, if you watch this thing live, type in hashtag team live, and I'll make it a little bit interactive. So I might ask for you to comment some more stuff. I might give some stuff away. I might give guides depending on like what people have questions for. It just really depends. Also, if you're watching this thing on the replay, type in hashtag team replay. I'll be sure to send that to you, and I'll send you like a special gift if you want as well. Then also, if you want some help growing your business, like maybe you've been trying to grow, but it's just not quite going the way that you want it to, or maybe it's just you want to start, but you want to make sure that you avoid a lot of like rookie mistakes, and you want like more of a roadmap of like what to do first, second, third, fourth, and fifth, all the way to when you're at your goal. Go ahead and click the link inside the description, either above or below the video, to book a call with myself to see if we can help you inside of our program. So, jumping into this thing. So number one is going to be about really like understanding the mindset. So when it comes to mindset, there are two elements. Number one is going to be about like what is the actual work it takes to go and reach your goals. Because I sometimes like have people send me a message and their expectations about business in general are just wrong. Yes, you can go get to six figures. Yes, you can take a short amount of time. However, there is a certain amount of work that has to go, and you have to be able to do in order to actually go and start reaching your goals. So there is work. Now, whenever we think about work, there's smart work and then there's dumb work, okay? I'm not saying to work super, super hard and dumb but not really go anywhere. There's no point in that. If we're going to put in the time, we're going to put in the work, we need to be smart. So some things you need to be smart is use automation tools. Number two thing you can do is like choose better clients. Number three thing you can do in terms of smart work is choose better avenues to go after clients. So number one, okay, learning how to utilize automation and just be more mindful of how to make one unit of work or one unit of energy stretch a lot further. So for me, for example, like some of you guys might know if you watch any of our videos, I have a YouTube channel. Maybe if you watch this thing, you're gonna see it on the YouTube channel itself when I post it a couple minutes from now, right? But on that YouTube channel, I make one unit of content that takes between 15 to 30 minutes. From that piece of content, I can repurpose that about 12 to 15 different ways over the course of the next year. And so it's like it feels like I'm doing a lot of content. It feels like I'm always like on video, but really it's not that much. I'm only making 3 to 4 new pieces of content per week, but you might see me everywhere. Now, in addition to that, right, it is a little bit of automation. I do have tools, like I have a tool that can allow me to like be live even when I've like filmed it in the morning, maybe, we'll say, for example. I also have a virtual assistant that can go through and like make clips. I have AI tools that can take my transcripts and form it into blog posts, form it into written posts, right? But you have to be thinking in terms of that. How can you do one thing one time and then keep getting more and more results? Another way that we can kind of think about that is going to be about going after like partnerships. So you might hear me do a lot and talk about a lot about partnerships, right? I even have a book that talks about how to go and get partnerships for your business. Now, the reason why that's cool is because you put in one unit of energy to go and build a relationship with a partner, and that partner, even if they only give you one client every single year for the next 5 years, that's still 5 clients. And if your minimum price point is $500 per month, that's $2,500 per month that one unit of time just bought you, okay? What's $2,500 per month times, we'll say, 12 months? It's about $30,000 from 1 hour. I was talking to this one of our students in a program, and she's like, I don't know if I want to do consultation calls anymore. She's kind of at the 6-figure range, and she's pretty much hit most of her financial goals. So she's kind of like, kind of getting bougie on me, is I like to say it to her, getting bougie on me, right? Because I asked her, I did a calculation. I said, okay, cool. So this client is basically paying you about $650 per month, and she's basically paid her that. So 650 times 12, about $7,800. They've been working together for about 3 years, so about $23,400. Plus, I think there was a cleanup. I think the cleanup was like $6,000. So that lady just paid her about $29,000. $29,400 over the course of 3 years. Now, I asked that student, okay, so for your consultation call, like outside of your consultation call, how many times have you actually had to like get on another call and speak with that person, right? Because this student doesn't do any meetings with her clients, like literally. They pay her, and she does everything over email. All of her communication, all of her replies, all of her reports. Like she does not do any like client meetings, which I don't necessarily advise not to do client meetings. But in her particular case, she just didn't really want to talk to that many people. She's more of more of like an introvert, where it's like she just doesn't want to talk to people, and it works for her. Now, I said, okay, cool. So you don't do any consultation calls with this person. Okay, so how long did your consultation call last with her? That consultation call took me about 30 minutes. I spoke with her on the phone. Okay, so now I did $29,400 divided by the number of talk times. So we'll say, what is that? It's about 30 minutes, so 29. So you multiply it by 2. So technically that hour, her hourly rate for that 1 hour of talking to that person was about $58,800 and some change. Okay, that is a great return on the time spent communicating with the person. Now, some people might say, well, she still had to do the client work. Okay, cool, yeah, she had to do the client work. But she was very smart with her time, because here's another thing I didn't tell you. She doesn't do the client work herself. She has a subcontractor do the work. So the only element of that she was actually involved in was that 30-minute call with the person. Right? So it's learning how to leverage your time so you have more time to either spend with your family, or you can go on vacation, or you can go spend on getting more clients, right? But it's always about learning how to use leverage, and that's a mindset thing. That's always looking for these different opportunities to like leverage. Okay? Next place that we leverage, okay, so let's say that we learn how to leverage our time in terms of like our output, okay? So we have to also be thinking about going after the right clients. So a lot of people, what happens is like, when you're first getting started, you're like, well, I want to go after small clients because I just want to kind of get my foot in the door. I want to kind of get some experience working with clients. And experience can be like for people that have accounting experience or bookkeeping experience, or people that are like new to the industry, right? It doesn't really change. Everyone, like when they're starting, they're looking for experience. Now, the reason why that is tough is because oftentimes the companies that are the smallest are the ones that appreciate the least, and they have a small amount of work, and oftentimes they're the most guarded. So you might be thinking that you're just like working with like an entry level client, and they're gonna like just assume that. Oftentimes, I found the lower a person's wanting to pay, the more stringent they're gonna be when you're actually working together, and the harder it is to actually make that person happy. I don't know exactly why, but it's like an inverse relationship. It's almost like the greater the percentage of money that you're charging someone compared to the revenue, the more they feel that they kind of like that they're kind of doing you a favor. So even though you're kind of like lowering your prices to help them, they feel like they're giving you a favor, and it kind of taints the relationship. So for example, let's say that you're charging someone, we'll say you're charging someone $8,000 a year. That's about divided by 12, about $660,000. Sorry, where's my number? $660 per month to charge this person. Okay, $8,000. If that person only made $100,000 for the year, that's 8% of their revenue that you're taking, right? So that means that most people, what they do is like they operate at like anywhere between like a 20 to 30% margin in like most businesses, like most e-commerce businesses, brick and mortar businesses, we'll say non-service based, because service based can tend to have like a slightly higher profit margin, but that's like for a different story. Right? So let's say that, okay, so if they only have $30,000 in net profit that year and they paid you about $8,000, $30,000, that means that they paid you 27% of the money that was supposed to go in their pocket. So they're feeling that, right? And they're going to be very, very irritable. They're going to be like always asking you for stuff. They're very, very short-tempered, and they just move, right? It's because like it was a lot more meaningful to them to pay you $600 a month. Then let's say there's a company that's doing $1 million per year. Okay, so and let's say that you're charging that company about $2,500 per month. $2,500 times 12, we already did that. It's $30,000. So what's $30,000 divided by about $1 million? about 3%. Okay? That's 3%. Now, that business owner is not going to care quite as much they're paying you $30,000 as much as what the person who's making $100,000 would care, because the business owner is different. They're used to knowing that not all the money that they make goes into their pocket. So they're used to investing either in other staff members or into systems or into processes. So they just think a little bit differently. So the relationship with those people is going to be totally different than a relationship with someone who's making like $100,000 per year and you're asking for $600 a month. Right? So by definition, because we're going after a better quality client, we can ask for more money, and we're able to go and we're able to have a much better, more like loose relationship with the person, where they're not stressed, they're not like really asking you to like do X, Y, Z, they're not expecting to be like superhuman. They just want the ship to run smoothly, and they're grateful that you're like someone on the team they can count on. They like that consistency that comes with like actually like working with you. Cool. This is my new jersey. So I got this jersey. It's kind of a memento to like one of my first company names called CFR, Corporate Fitness Revolution. And I did that when I first started my accounting firm, because I was like trying to do like a mixture of like personal training, as well as like accounting, because like I was doing personal like it was like group training at these different like businesses, and then someone was like, well, don't you do accounting? I was like, yeah. So I was like, well, I guess it can make CFR stand for like corporate fitness, right? And well, I guess corporate fitness can technically be like your financials and stuff. So that's how I started getting like my first set of like clients, was like people would just kind of like see the letters on my business card and be like, oh, well, don't you work in like accounting? Yeah. Can you do my books? I'm like, yeah, I'll do them. And it kind of worked out, What is it, almost 10 years later? We started in 2015, so almost 10 years later. So really grateful for that. But yeah, so I got this jersey. The number on the front is number 9. The number on the back is number 17. So both of those numbers mean completeness. Number 9, and there's an ancient book, right, talks about different numbers and stuff. 9 means completion, right? So it's all about like completeness, balance, perfection, right? And then the number 17 has a couple of different meanings depending on like what you're thinking about, like inner wisdom, spiritual growth, manifesting positive change in your life, right? So, and the number 17 is really cool as well. So I'm always thinking about just kind of like moving and stuff. It's also, number 17 is cool because it is the 7th prime number, right? So 7 is a really important number as well in the ancient books as well. So just kind of cool, but always thinking about like how I can like really keep things fresh, keep things exciting. So I decided to get me and my team like some matching jerseys and stuff. Now, awesome. So let's go and attack this next thing. Also, one thing to note, if you're giving a price to a person and your price is below $650 and they're giving you like a really, really hard time, or they're like hemming and hawing, that person's probably not the best quality client. Just kind of throwing that out there, some food for thought. I don't know who needed to hear that, but just if I would have known that when I first got started, it would have been drastically different. Because I was always trying to like convince people who weren't really the right clients on why they should work with me. And it was just super hard to be able to actually like get that to work. So I would have to just keep doing that over and over and over again, just trying to convince the person correctly. And it just, it's very, very demoralizing. It's very draining. And it's very hard to make it work, especially if you're working like a 9 to 5. You just don't have that much time to kind of like waste, kind of like arm wrestling with people who don't really see your value. Next thing. Second thing is organic when it comes to marketing, okay? So in terms of once you have the right clients, once you start like thinking about like leveraging your time, you need to find a place that's really easy to start leveraging. So 2 main ways I like to do it. Number 1 is social media, okay? Second way is I like using internet-based marketing. So that can be like websites, that can be emails, doesn't really matter. We have a lot of different YouTube videos that kind of break down different versions of email marketing outside of social media. But whatever you do, you can go 2 different ways. You can go directly after clients, or you can go to referral partners. I think we kind of touched on earlier. I think referral partners are the best methodology, because if you think about social media, let's say for example, if you think about LinkedIn, what is LinkedIn designed to do? It's designed to connect the world, it says, right? Social networking. So if you understand how to tap into what people already want, which is to network, which is to connect, which is to grow their business, and you're not selling them anything, they are much more likely to communicate with you, get on the phone, and want to help you out. So you have this platform where there's 500 million people. Let's say LinkedIn, 500 million people, 30 million business owners in the United States alone. Okay. You also have most business owners who run like a traditional business and they've been around for a long time. They grow their business through referrals. So you have unlimited prospects, and you have a population that wants to go and connect, to go and refer work. So you put those two together, you have a perfect storm. And you're just using the platform for exactly what it's designed for. And it makes it so much easier for you to get clients because they actually want to talk to you and they want to help each other out. Because if you think about it, most old businesses before social media, what did they have? They did networking. Now, when you and I think of networking, we think of networking events where you go sit around the horseshoe, everyone kind of shares their business story, like why the business is here and blah, blah. Those are really more for like beginner business owners in a lot of cases, in my opinion. Like there's like a BNI where there's like more of like a higher ticket kind of cost. I think BNI is like $1,000 a year or whatever, right? But most local networking associations, where they either are free or they have like a really small upfront, that's where you're gonna run into like a lot of the small business owners, right? The new business owners. And there's nothing necessarily wrong with networking. It's just that it takes a little bit of time for you, number one, to kind of build relationships within the people inside the community. Number two, it takes some time for them to actually like, want to work with you. And then the third thing is sometimes when they want to work with you, they feel like because you're local and they feel like you're friends, they're expecting you to give them like a deal. So like I've had it where people like really, really good accountants and bookkeepers, like they go and talk to the person takes like 3 weeks to respond to them. After like 4 meetings, like, yeah, we can definitely talk. You get on the phone like, oh, I thought it was going to be like $50 a month. It's like, what? Why would it be $50 a month? You don't even charge $50 a month. And it can just be a lot of time kind of spent. And just like there's just not that solid of a return. So how most older businesses owners did it was they did networking. So they would either like connect with like friends or connect with new people that have strategic partnerships with their ideal client. And they started developing this web. Some people would go and send clients to them. So they didn't have to do any marketing, but they were still getting clients. Right, so I'm like showing you guys how to do those old school methods by showing you how to do it in a much more efficient manner. Okay, so for example, I could show you right now how to go and contact 54,000 CPA firms. I could show you to contact 100,000 financial advisors, probably 70,000 lawyers, 300,000 bookkeeping firms. I could show you literally how to go and communicate with them, build those kind of relationships to where in the first like 2 weeks that we're talking, you could have like 10, 20 partnership meetings, right? I actually did an experiment. With my business partner. We basically created like a new email address and a new everything. We like sent out to like some stuff to like do like partnership campaigns. We got 7 partnership calls within like the last week alone. Which some people are like, oh, the CPAs and stuff are coming off of like their vacation or they're on vacation right now. It's okay. Well, CPAs are only one type of referral partnership that you can get. There's a lot of different partnerships out there, right? Where people are looking to help you out. But the reason why it's cool is because, number one, it's leverage. So I talk to one person, I can get 1 client, 2 clients, 3 clients, 10 clients, 20 clients from that one referral partner, right? I can also go on social media. That's also leverage. So I can make content that gets people to want to send referrals to me. Okay, so I put one post, and it can be seen by 100, 200, 300 people. And I can repost that exact same post once every 3 months or once every 4 months, and then people will send me leads. Okay, another thing you can do. You can automate it. Okay, so I don't even have to go and send the connection request on LinkedIn to the people. I can have an automated tool, go through, understand exactly who's the type of person that I want on my list, and then go and send a connection request to that person, and then start the conversation, and then all I have to do is log into LinkedIn, look at who replies, see if they're a person I want to even like network with or have a referral partnership with, then invite them to a call. You talk to them on the call for like 10 to 15 minutes max, and then they start sending you referrals. Then like anywhere between like 1 week to about 4 months. In some cases, it can take a little bit longer, like if they're like newer in business. But usually, establishments have leads that have referrals like right away. So you should know if you're doing marketing. You should know if your marketing is working really, really, really quickly because you will get a response. Right? Even if that response is a no, or you get on a phone call and the person says no, or they say yes and they ghost you, that's okay. When you're first getting started with your business, like you need to have a just tornado of chaos and energy. Like you need people to be, oh, I'm interested, and they ghost, or they book a call and they ghost, or they say yes and they just don't fill out the invoice, or they get on the phone like your price is too high, or they say, hey, this referral partner referred me, and then the phone drops. Like you need as many conversations and just momentum that you can generally get, right? Because there is, if you ever look at any of like these like videos that I do, you'll notice there's like some very similar numbers that people get, right? It's usually like, oh, this student grew by $3,000 a month or $5,000 a month, or they made it to $10,000 a month. It's because when you do your business correctly, your growth comes in waves. Okay? So what I mean by that is like when you do, let's say you talk to 5 people, right? There are 5 potential people that you're speaking to. 20%, that's 1 out of 5, are going to say yes day number 1 as soon as I meet you because I just need help. Okay, cool. That means there's 4 people left. 2 out of these 5 are one of them is going to say maybe and they're going to ghost. The other one is going to say no and then they're going to ghost. These other 2, one might not show up, one might just say flat out no. Out of these remaining 4, 2 of these people are going to come back to you within 3 months of you talking and they're going to pay you money. So in the beginning, you need to go and get as much rejection as possible so that when the people come back around, it's a meaningful enough number of clients to where you can hit a substantial revenue goal. For example, one of our students, his name is Jeff. He talked to a referral partner. It took him, I think, like 2 months before the referral partner came back with some leads. But when that referral partner came back, it was $5,400 a month worth of clients, worth of referrals, right? So it's like, if he didn't get that chaos start in the beginning where he talked to that person said, yeah, I can send you some stuff, and the person, in like, you know, it took 2-ish months, right? If he didn't have that conversation, he just wanted to kind of like, just, you know, kind of only talk to people that wanted to say yes, okay, well, that would never have happened. He would have lost some $5,400 per month worth of revenue. If you multiply out $5,400 a month times 12, sorry, 5,400 times 12. What is that? It's a little over 60,000. It's probably what, 68,000? Sorry, 64,800, right? Per year off of these referrals, off these clients. So it's just like, first things first, be smart with your time. Second thing, make sure you're getting marketing that only takes 1 unit of energy and you're able to grow. 3, sorry about that, 3. Make sure that you're going after the right clients because the wrong clients will demoralize you and will stunt your growth. Next thing, make sure with your marketing, you're putting in the right amount of time. You understand that marketing when you're doing without paying advertising. Okay, so when you're doing organic marketing, which is what you're doing, like organic just means like free or low cost methods, it's gonna be this wave-like manner. Okay, you're not paying for the consistency yet. Once you start paying for ads, yes, it does become a little bit more consistent. And you can really like calculate how many like leads you're going to get, how many clients you're going to get based on your ad spend. But until then, it's going to be very wave-like in the way that you grow. So you need to make sure that when you're actually putting in that work, you put in enough work using your automations and your leverage, right, with the partners, that when the clients do come around, it's a meaningful number of clients. And you should know very, very, very quickly whether or not your marketing is working. Okay? So hopefully you learned something new. If you want some help growing your business, like maybe you've been trying to grow your business, but it's just not quite growing the way you want, or maybe you're thinking about starting, but you just want to make sure like you know everything. Like I sometimes have people like join our mentorship program, they haven't even gotten started, but it's just like I want to make sure that when I do start, I know A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all the way to Z. So I don't have to like start, stop, right? I can just go straight towards my goal. If that's you, either one of those situations, go ahead and click the link either above or below the video. There's a link in the description that's going to take you to like my calendar to book a call with myself to see if I can help you inside of our program. Okay? Now, why is this important to do this? It's because if you don't really have a time frame, it's just kind of like, if the business grows, it grows. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Like, yeah, I don't think this call is the best for you, right? I mean, we take this stuff very seriously. Like, my job is to make sure you go and reach your goal, and I take that extremely, extremely seriously. Okay, so it's like if you want to go and reach the goal, and like reaching the goal is important to you, I'd recommend you do it, right? Because just like all you need to do in this game is just get around the right people, do the right things, and be patient. And there's no reason why you don't hit your goal, right? So if that's you, if you want to see if we can help you, if you want to reach your goal, go ahead and click the link inside the description, book the call. Let's see if it's a good fit. If it's not a good fit, I'm going to be the first to tell you because, again, I'm very serious about getting results. I don't like, working with people who I can't help out because that's just no fun, right? So if that's you, if you want to see if we can help you, click the link. I'll see you on the other side. Talk to you soon. Have a good rest of your day. Take it easy.